Good evening. My name is Jerry White Jr. I'm the Executive Director for Spokane Riverkeeper.
And I'm Katie Thompson, Managing Director for Spokane Riverkeeper.
I'm Jewel Schultz, Program Director for Riverkeeper. Thank you for being with us tonight. In a moment, you'll meet two members of our community who will be our MCs for this evening. Heather Hodson is an avid fly fisher and coach, founder of United Women on the Fly, board member of Spokane Falls Trout Unlimited, and cutting-edge advocate for women out on and connected to the Spokane River. And Paul Lindholt, professor at EWU, longtime advocate for a clean Spokane River, and co-author and editor of the book, The Spokane River.
But first, all of us here want to extend our gratitude to the tribes of the Upper Columbia Plateau, the Coeur d'Alene tribe, and the Spokane tribe, upon whose land we gather. We want to also acknowledge the presence of the river itself, which runs nearby here, right where we're meeting.
You may recall, if you were with us last year, that Dr. Melody Wynn graciously offered the acknowledgement. For Spokane Riverkeepers, this is a serious subject.
At the Spokane Riverkeeper, this acknowledgement reflects a commitment on our part to integrate our support for indigenous communities and their work with our work on the Spokane River. This commitment is a process. It includes healing our relationships with people and the river. Ultimately, the efforts it'll have many facets. While some connections are obvious, such as protecting and recovering salmon together, others are newly understood by us. For example, our organization continues to learn more about the role that recovering Salish languages plays in the life of the rivers. In reflection on the acknowledgement that we're about to hear, Riverkeeper believes it's important to support the efforts to recover indigenous languages. For many of us, this is new. So watch our blogs for more information as we continue to further understand the work of the Spokane Language House in Wellpennant, as well as continue to work with our partners over at the Spokane Salish School.
Now please welcome our first guest this evening, Spokane tribal member, EWU professor, and attorney, Margot Hill, who will start us off with a land acknowledgement.
Heo putisin kasihu, putisin kweli, putislik lacht, hui squest tsipani. Welcome, good day. My name is Margot Hill, and I'd like to welcome you to the spoken word. I have been asked by the Spokane Riverkeepers to do a land acknowledgement. So we acknowledge that we are on the homelands of the Spokane people, the Spokane. Our bands were named for our location along the Spokane River. Ours, the middle, Swinhwemene, meaning the pink-cheeked people. So as we gather today to protect the river, we remember the Skahet, the place of fast-moving water. Kasuchult, Hlutin Kasipi, CP. A long time ago, we were told the creation story, and my great-grandmother recalled that creation story of the Spokane people and how we followed the water to the place of the Skahet, the fast-moving water. We followed the Swinhwemene. Today, we give thanks for the Spokane River, and we say Lemlem Shkulan Sutin, Hlu Het Mok Mok Hlu Semet Hlu and Spokane Hlu and Twet. We are thankful for the snow on the mountains that in the springtime becomes our river and our aquifer. We acknowledge the homelands of the Spokane tribe. We gathered and traded here, and we fished here. Today we work to protect the Spokane River with water quality standards, and the area tribes, the Kootenays of Idaho, the Calvos, the Coeur d'Alenes, the Kalispel, the Calvo. We all work together to restore salmon to these waters. We say thank you for joining us today. Lemlem, Shkumayatsahi, She'uhoi.
Professor Margot Hill, thank you so much for that beautiful land acknowledgement. We appreciate and recognize that our river is a living entity. Good evening. I'm Heather Hodson. Paul and I are happy to welcome you to the Spokane River, a wonderful evening of stories, art, and a celebration of community connection to your Spokane River.
Hello, my name is Paul Lindholt. I am a professor at EWU. I have been a writer and advocate for the Spokane River and our environment for decades. I'm so glad you're here with us as we celebrate stories of connection and love that run throughout our communities for the Spokane River.
Now, we'd be remiss if we didn't kick off tonight by thanking our sponsors for making this evening and our work possible, including our litter program sponsor, Northwest Renewables. Thank you to the Clean Water Champions, Patty Gates, and the Coeur d'Alene Tribe. Clean River Guardian sponsors, Merriman Wealth Management, Spokane Tribe of Indians, Doma Coffee Roasters, Community Building Foundation, Smith and Lowney PLLC, Clean River Advocate sponsors, Silverbow Fly Shop, Brooklyn and Newman LLP, Aquapore, Greenstone, Avista, Bonnie, and Jeff Mandel. Clean River Promoter, Fleming Family, Flyfish Spokane, Upper Columbia Tribes, Wayne and Patty Craft, Kazuri, Avenue West Gallery, and to the Clean River Promoters, the Fleming Family, Flyfish Spokane, and the Clean River Activists, Atticus, the Spokane Falls chapter of Trout Unlimited, Upper Columbia United Tribes, Spokane Women on the Fly, Fun United, Len Zickler Remax Inland Empire, the Bjorkman family, the Rollin family, the Salishan Sturgeon Nose Canoes, the Upper Columbia group, also the Sierra Club, Spokane Canoe and Kayak Club, the Clean River In-House In-Kind Heroes, Cupboard Studios, Imaginary Trout, Vickerman Investment Advisors, Row Adventures, LR Montgomery, Flow Adventures, Athleta, Hanlon Art, Star Pruners, Seed to Shade Native Plants, Jess Walter, the Spokane Review, Spokesman Review, Numerica Credit Union, Townshed Sellers, the Spokane Indians Baseball Club, Jeff Ferguson, Photography, Camp Creative, Brick West Brewing, Idaho Central United Union, Credit Union, Neighborhood Alliance, and the Bellissimo Vineyard and Wine. We would like to remind you that your dollars are powerful. Our hope is that when you shop or work in your community, that you support these businesses that make a difference in the life of our river and our environment. We thank all of our sponsors for their support in the protection of your river. A special thank you to Sean Brigman, Indigenous artist, Spokane Riverkeeper sponsor, and maker of the Salishan Sturgeon Nose Canoe. You can see one of his designs above us.
And a big thank you to the all-volunteer Spokane River Committee. This evening would not be possible without their enormous efforts and energy.
And last, but certainly not least, we'd like to thank the entire crew at Hamilton Studio for hosting and undertaking the virtual production of this year's Spokane River.
In just a few minutes, we will be presenting a compelling river story. The story chronicles a journey which develops and reveals deep connections to the river.
But first, this is a reminder that this event is a fundraiser, and as such, there will be an ask for your support. Please look for the opportunity to donate with our platform event.gives during the ask for the support at the end of the show. You can use your smartphones to accomplish this.
Please discover the wonderful items that are up for auction, thanks to generous donations from our community partners. Make sure that you take a look at the diversity of offerings you can own or give away with a donation to the Spokane Riverkeeper program. Remember, holiday gift giving is near. Visit the auction page with numerous goods, experiences, and outings on the river, as well as other wonderful opportunities that will delight you and support our river. The auction ends at 5 p.m. on Tuesday, November 1st. We'll send text messages to remind bidders leading up to the auction to close out. Happy bidding.
What follows is the story of a journey into deep connections with the Spokane River. This year, the Riverkeeper and crew set off to travel the entire 111 miles of our river. Over the course of the journey, many new friends were made. Then something very special happened. The crew was invited to travel with the Spokane tribal paddlers and water protectors on their annual canoe trip down the lower Spokane River.
The Riverkeepers were privileged to be with the canoe families and so many other friends this summer. And as the journey came to an end, it brought into focus how much the river contributes to the health and well-being of individuals and communities. We hope you enjoy the short film inspired by the journey and the friends that were made. Here is Spokane River Journey, a film by Cutboard Studios.
Yeah, this is my house, little brick house here. So whatever you want me to do, sit on the steps, sit on a chair or whatever. Well, hi there, I'm Dave Jackson, and we are right in the middle of Spokane, Washington. I was a St. Louis born kid, born on the Mississippi River, so I have a pretty strong affinity for the Big Muddy. Over the last 9 years, I've gained an incredible affinity for what we've got right here in Spokane with the Spokane River.
It's perfect. It's great to get out on it. You know, I have nothing against people that, you know, inner tube it and float it. I think that's absolutely wonderful. They're getting, you know, they're having a great day. I don't really care about floating down the river unless I've got a fly rod in my hand. My name's Liz Simpson, and we are in downtown Spokane on the Spokane River. When I'm on the water, I don't think about work and just letting it go. And again, you know, letting that go with the river flowing. And there's a sense of just that river, and you have to be aware of it, and you're aware of your footing, and you're aware of the pressure on your waders and the temperature changes in the summertime if you're wet wading, and you just really connect. I think your body really, really relaxes and connects with the natural rhythm of things a lot more.
It's been really nice seeing some of the same folks, you know, along the way, the fishermen and the kayakers and the rafting company folks, and you know, the volunteers that help clean up the river, and even the homeless. I mean, the folks that live down along the river for whatever reason. A couple of them have said, hey, do you have an extra tube? Or that looks really fun. Do you have a tube? And I say, absolutely, I'll bring you a tube.
Yeah, you do. You interact with people that are floating by, whether they're in the kayaks or whether they're on floaties or whether they're, you know, an angler going down on a guided trip. And that just increases that engagement, increases that conversation within our community and within, you know, the people living in this town, and that's great.
All right, well, thanks for coming. This is, you're here for a joint cleanup with the Spokane River Forum, Spokane Riverkeeper, which is me, and the Spokane Canoe and Kayak Club. So this is sort of a unique opportunity to clean up our river, to use our river in a fun way, while getting some nice recreation as well. All right, well, why don't we grab gloves and pickers and get boating and picking. Gross. Nice teamwork.
Yeah, hi, so name is Tate Liebenow, and what we do is we go out with the community and we effectively go out into these rivers, these tribs, these creeks, and we collect crayfish. We use raw hot dogs. These have been a tried and true method. They are $1 for 8 of them, and they work like a charm. So we do process them for mercury, which requires us to extract their muscle, which is what we test, which is ironically what we eat out of the crayfish. So long spiel, long story short, it's participation that you all do is what helps me get a really nice sample size so I can ask these questions. So I really appreciate you all taking some time out of your day coming out and joining us and helping, as well as learning something in the process.
You know, water draws people on multiple fronts. It's a source of cooling off in the summer when you don't have air conditioning. It's a source of play when the water's, when the river's low and there's, big, wide, shallow spots that are safe, for kids, and, splashing in tubes and floating the river just in kayaks. There's some great whitewater for the kayakers down at Bowl and Pitcher, and then all the way into the anglers. So it's, a whole breadth of people can utilize the river and are drawn to it.
Besides the beauty of it, besides the fun of it, I mean, the acknowledgement of the history of this and the fact that this is why Spokane exists, obviously. That's been said 100 times, but I mean, the river is Spokane. This is kind of a big deal. I mean, it is a big deal to a lot of people. It was a big deal to me my very first time. Such a big deal that I didn't even do it until I was in my late 50s. I mean, I was kind of afraid of it. And, some might argue, Dave, you're on an inner tube floating the Spokane River, sometimes enjoying an adult beverage. Get a life. But I'm saying that is not a bad way to enjoy a life.
My name is Shitet, which translates to first in the water or leader in the water. And that's because of my efforts with the canoe culture. I take my people out on the canoe journeys, and every year we touch these waters. And so for me, it's bringing my people and the community out back on the river to build that connection. Like, our people have forgotten that we are river people. Our traditional names are named after the fish that were in the river, the tuhuec, the sinjomene, or the drying fish people. We are less than 250 years removed from the river, and our people have already forgotten that we had canoes. People are scared to be in the water. So my work is to bring us back here, to pray for the salmon, to pray for the water, to build that connection and that trust. There's never been this many people in Spokane, but the land has never been more lonely. Not many people are coming to the river to pray for it, to talk to it, to fish from it, to live from it. So it's lonely. It's missing its people. It's missing its salmon. It's missing its animals. Because we all share it.
Like blood through our veins, giving us life. The Spokane River fills the veins of this region to help provide us life. And that's that deep connection that we have with it. It's that understanding, and that spirit of the river continues to give us life. You need to understand who the Spokane tribe is as a people. And once you do that, you'll understand we're good neighbors. We can help, we can assist, just like you can help and assist us in protecting this river. Because this river is one. There's only one river. All the way down to the Columbia, it's one river. It's all of our responsibilities. As people came here, they need to understand they took on that responsibility when they arrived, if they know it or not. It's their job, their responsibility, if they have any ability at all, to contribute to the protection and the life of the river itself. Because it keeps on giving. No matter how much we've hurt it, it keeps on giving. Not just in fish, but in water and life and everything that comes with it. Without the river, there would be no city of Spokane, which at one time was called Spokane Falls, because of the importance of it.
We as a mass society today have just abused the river. We've stripped it of its health. We stripped it of its life. We stole it. We've dammed it. We've abused it. We've poisoned it. We've dumped garbage in it. But she's still here. She's still flowing. And we were able to still come back here to ask for healing, to ask for forgiveness, for cleanliness, for life. because that's the Salish name for this river, in Huihuiet, which means life in the water.
This is the beginning of, maybe it sounds cliche, but it's a journey of the heart, really. It's a journey down the entire Spokane River from Coeur d'Alene Lake all the way to the Columbia River. Yeah, well, the thing about this river is it's so different from the top of the river all the way down to the bottom at the mouth. And we started the journey on the lake and canoed from the lake down into that part of the river that's a reservoir behind the Post Falls Dam. It's very built up, very highly developed. And it has its own challenges and struggles, and it has its own personality. And the forests there, what are left of the forests there are very dark, Douglas fir, and beautiful. And then all the way down through the valley where the river's graded along the cobbles and the plain in the valley has its own beautiful winding personality. And then you get to the middle of the river and you're going through these gorgeous basalt cataracts in the rafts, which are loud and rambunctious and active and even dangerous, but really exhilarating and fun too. And then to be invited to join the Spokane Tribe on the lower Spokane River, on those lands that border the Spokane Tribal Reservation and are traditional grounds of the lower Spokane people, was just amazing.
And they saw flowing in the water down below.
Which is ya quam steep met utlus kahetkus.
And they went and they saw there was this beautiful waterfall.
To get people out there together in the canoes, in the rubber rafts, even on inner tubes, each one of those journeys was different and each one was special, but they really were all more than the sum of their parts, as the old cliche goes. For me, the journey was getting connected to the Spokane River. Beautiful day, beautiful river, beautiful people. The river gives us so much. I think each of us understands that. But how do we protect the relationship, our relationship with the river? If you think about the relationships that you have with the people and the things that you love, ponder a little bit about how you nurture and protect those relationships. I think it's a central question for our community, central question for Spokane Riverkeeper.
What are your connections with the Spokane River? How would you describe your relationship? And how do we here at the Spokane Riverkeeper protect these important relationships for you?
Spokane Riverkeepers have asked that of ourselves, and the answer lies in the evolution of our own understanding of what we're protecting. We believe that the river is a living community member, and as our responsibility and as an organization is grounded in that understanding. We believe that the river should be afforded its own legal right to exist. So this year, the Spokane Riverkeeper will be signing the Universal Declaration of the Rights of Rivers. It's big. I'll go off script to say it's big. In a growing movement, people across the earth are joining to affirm these rights for rivers. Earth Law Center has developed this universal declaration, and the preamble states that recognizing the rights of nature and recognizing those river rights contained in this declaration will foster the creation of a new legal and social paradigm based on living in harmony with nature and respecting both the rights of nature and human rights, particularly with reference to the urgent needs of the indigenous communities and the ecosystems they have long protected. If we accept that nature has rights, then we humans have responsibilities. This vision is not just environmental activism, it is the start of a revolution. Yeah.
The Spokane Riverkeeper continues to be a champion for this whole basin and for your river. We are a proud member of the International Waterkeeper Alliance, and as such, our core mission is designed to address the needs of the river, its life, and the community.
Our science program has created data for temperature and sediment pollution that is legally defensible. The scientific data ensures that policy will help protect the river from pollution. Our sediment water quality sampling program is in partnership with Spokane Falls Trout Unlimited.
We also have a popular river litter pickup program, which is in partnership with Spokane Riverkeeper River Forum. This year, 1,500 community volunteers have cleaned up 25,000 pounds of litter from the banks of our river. The cleanup program helps our community to be a healthier and happier place.
Our third pillar is river flow protection, which is a serious issue in a changing climate. This year, we spent many hours advocating for real river flow protections across our area, and the result was a win for the river. The City of Spokane's new water conservation ordinance takes its cue from the river, with conservation measures triggered as flows become low in the summertime.
Our Clean Water Defense Program leverages the Clean Water Act, which turns 50 this year. We use these landmark laws to hold polluters accountable. For example, our litigation with the EPA resulted in landmark changes in pollution limits. The litigation over a Hangman Creek cleanup plan resulted in making water quality progress in the basin. The Act allows us to monitor the permits of 5 major polluters and include you, the public, in that accountability.
The fifth pillar of our mission is native fish recovery. We're working with and supporting the lead entity, the Spokane Tribe and the Coeur d'Alene Tribe, on salmon recovery. Our habitat recovery work, as well as our clean water defense, is also in the service of red band trout recovery.
In the last 3 years, working with the Coeur d'Alene Tribe, we've had a historic victory for our waters and this watershed. This short video explains the results, a solid partnership, and the continued mutual support of progress towards recovery. Enjoy this brief overview produced again by Cupboard Studios. Spokane Riverkeeper litigated over stormwater violations in 2018 against Darigold for breaking the rules and discharging too much pollution. We came up with a settlement in which Darigold decided to be good corporate citizens. They've fixed the pollution problem, and they also dedicated $125,000 to go to critical environmental projects. The project we selected was the cutting edge, amazing work that the Coeur d'Alene Tribe is doing up here in the headwaters of Hangman Creek.
Our program is stretched very thin, so any help that we can get along the way, especially like from the Spokane Riverkeeper, any grants that are out there, actually pushes us into the future with our staffing needs as well as our construction needs out here, purchasing plans. So the Darigold funds helped us achieve riparian plantings, which helps cool the stream and brought our program into the future. Has enabled us to stretch our money a little bit further, which every penny helps.
Well, this is the Nick Willen Room. It was developed as a support facility for the Salmon in the Classroom program, which the Coeur d'Alene Tribe has been involved with for several years now by providing eyed salmon eggs to local classrooms here on the Coeur d'Alene Reservation. The Niquillan Room is also developed as a possible internship type facility for the local classroom, local high school, to where we may have some local students interested in aquaculture, where we can provide a facility where we can provide them an educated training into this realm of aquaculture. But also this facility supports the Phase 2 salmon reintroduction with the Upper Columbia River tribes for restoring Chinook salmon above Chief Joseph and Grand Coulee dams.
I'm Bruce Kincaid, fisheries biologist with the Coeur d'Alene Tribe, and we are here at Phase 1 of the Kawini Ulchiark Winum Stut. And what that means is to make it crooked again. We had a man-made channel dug by the Army that was 1,400 feet long. It was 14 feet deep of just raw banks that was all filled in. The water was pushed in to this old relic channel, and Beaver came in and built 3 dams immediately. Then you end up with cold, clean water where you didn't have anything but an oozing mess before that.
One of the main goals for the Fish and Wildlife Program is the return of salmon. All the work that you see that our programs do out here is for that recovery.
It's a privilege for Spokane Riverkeeper to be partnering with the Coeur d'Alene Tribe in making a difference, not just for the Coeur d'Alene Tribe, not just for Hangman Creek, but really all peoples in the watershed, all the way down through Spokane, all the way out to the Columbia River.
I know you all appreciate how dedicated the Riverkeeper program is to working for you and with our water protector partners to promote the health of the river and her fish. Please remember that your support is necessary to give your river a voice of protection when and where it matters. So now I'd like you all to locate the donate button on your screen or on your phone.
Please welcome Bart Mihailovich, who was once the Spokane Riverkeeper and is a current board member. In his present work for Waterkeeper Alliance, Bart is passionate about water protection worldwide.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. I love the Spokane River. I hope more people than ever connect with the river and develop their own personal relationship. In support of that relationship, we need clean, healthy water with a habitat that will welcome our fish home. To fulfill its mission, Spokane Riverkeeper needs your support. This organization uses a complex set of skills and relationships to provide the needed protection for many communities, individuals, and creatures that are sustained by the river. In asking for your help, I want to point to some of our accomplishments during 2022. They are numerous. If you can give $2,000, you will have helped pay for a legislative or legal effort like the passage of Spokane's first river flow protection ordinance. We helped develop this ordinance and then used our grassroots connections to pass it and override a mayoral veto. If that is important to you, then please donate now. This year, with the help of a primary program sponsor, Northwest Renewables, and our partners at Spokane River Forum, and of course, thousands of volunteers, we removed 25,000 pounds of litter from the banks of the Spokane River. If you value a clean and healthy river, free of plastics and industrial chemicals, please consider giving $1,000 to support these efforts and outcomes. If you can give $500 or more of support for the Riverkeeper Science Program, you'll underwrite an area of growing need and will support community engagement that directly benefits our river. The data from our volunteer water pollution study has been entered into a statewide Department of Ecology database that will be used to change river policy to address pollution. Please consider $500 to continue our pollution studies. If you can give your support of $25 or more, you'll help buy 30 Whirl packs to hold water samples. While these are small, they are essential. Remember, any amount of support helps keep our river protection going strong. Consider giving someone on your Christmas gift list a donation to Riverkeeper in their name. If that is $100 or if that is $25, it is appreciated. Consider this expense. $4.59 so far buys a gallon of gas for the truck. Please think about how connected to the Spokane River you are and how much you value the service of the Spokane Riverkeeper. Thanks so very much for your contributions. Also, please do visit the silent auction. We've got some amazing items and experiences graciously donated by local businesses up for grabs, and all proceeds go to the Spokane Riverkeeper program.
The auction will close at 5 p.m. on Tuesday, November 1st. For those of you registered and bidding, you will continue to receive text messages up until the final few minutes to ensure you are informed about your bidding status. Good luck.
We remind you of Margot's words in the acknowledgement. Keep in mind the beginning of a relationship that encourages a responsibility to Indigenous leadership and to our river. We really appreciate your presence here tonight. We wish you a happy and hopeful holiday season. Come on up.
As a final thank you, we leave you to enjoy the Salmon Song by students who represent our future, the high school students at the Salish School of Spokane.
We'll be drawing for a door prize, so if the winner is someone watching online, we'll let you know you've won by email. And take care, and we'll see you out there on the river. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Get the dog in there too.
Yeah, there we go. Yes, we love all the water, all the rivers.
Out here descending the entire river. And I guess that by the time we get to the Columbia, it'll be really hot. They said the river was going 11 miles an hour. That's cranking. For me, the journey was getting connected to the Spokane River. It exceeded my expectations. And I think it exceeded the expectations of a lot of people that were along with us, and really will serve as a foundation for our relationship with the river and serve as a foundation for the work that we're continuing to do.